Hello ladies, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, my name is Nikki and I am a fourth year homeschooling mom to 5 boys. Today I am sharing our wrap up and how this homeschool year went. Grab some coffee, some water, some tea, and let's chat. I have shared what curriculum we loved, what curriculum we didn't love this year. So this video won't be particularly about any type of curriculum or anything like that, but more of just some thoughts on how our year went and what changes we will be making going into our next year. If you have been around here at all this year, you know that we had a very challenging homeschool year. This was by and far the hardest year for me as a homeschool parent. And I cannot tell you the amount of times that I questioned what I was doing and why am I doing this? Is it working? Is it worth it? Do I keep going? Do I send these kids to school? Like, what is wrong here? Were so many things that went wrong, and none of it had to do with like the curriculum. And I think that that's the hardest part, is that it wasn't something that I could easily fix by saying, okay, well, let's try this instead. Oh, that's not working. Well, let's try this instead. It was so much deeper than that, and it was just hard. This year for us as a family was a really big year of growth, and we spent a lot of time focusing on our hearts over worrying about our education. We spent more time connecting than we did doing a lesson. And for the outside world, that looks a lot like you're being lazy, your kids are not learning, you are not benefiting your kids at all, you are doing them a disservice. It looks a lot like we're failing. And I wrestled with that a lot this year. Am I failing? Because it was a struggle. I struggled to get some of my children to do anything other than play with their toys or want to watch TV. And as a homeschool parent, it was the hardest thing to overcome. And part of it was just a season, and we just simply needed to take a break. And so that's what we did. We took a lot of breaks this year. We took all of December off of all of our curriculum. We took all of January off, all of February off. We took 3 entire months off of doing any type of curriculum. And then in March, we did a little bit, and then we jumped right into doing Easter. And after Easter, we went right back to our curriculum. But we've taken a lot of breaks. We just got back from vacation, so we just took another 2-week break. And I will talk more about what our summer is going to look like in a separate video. But I can tell you that those breaks that we took, while at the time I was really second guessing myself, now I can confidently say that it was the right thing to do. And if at any point your homeschool feels like it is off the rails and you just can't get the wheels back on, take a break. And for some, that might mean taking a couple days off or taking a week or 2 off. And for others, it might mean taking months off. And that is what we did. And when we got back to it, I did change some things, but it also was beneficial to just give my kids a breather when they needed it and kind of let them mature a little bit, work on some heart stuff with them a little bit, and not worry so much about the math lesson, the reading lesson, the writing. Like, all of those things are still here waiting for us to do them. They're not going anywhere. And my kids will go to college successfully if they choose to. Me taking a few months off during their, third and second grade elementary years is not going to matter in the long term as far as their education is concerned. But the hard work that we did this year and the growing together as a family that we did this year, those are the things that have taken precedence and that will carry on for years and years. I learned this year that the most important thing that you can do as a homeschool parent is to follow your child's lead, go at their pace, and focus on connection before you focus on their education. Because the education, the academics, that will come. But the connection, if you don't have that with your kids, there will be no learning. Nothing will be learned from angry, frustrated kids and an angry, frustrated mom. Nothing will be achieved. And I have known that in prior years. The years previous, we have had lots of moments where things are hard. The first year in particular was rough, but this year takes the cake. And, the first year it was more academics that were just hard. Now, as a more seasoned homeschooling parent, I wish that I could go back. I wish I could go back and tell myself that first year that it's okay if he doesn't want to write that right now. It's fine. It's not going to be a big deal. It's okay if he doesn't want to sit down and do this short little math lesson. It's fine. He's going to be fine. And if I can say anything to anybody, it is that your kids are going to learn all the things that they need to learn. They will. And while it is really hard to block out the noise from the world and what the world tells you that your kids need to be doing at a certain age, like they need to be doing this and this and this and this by this age, or they're behind, that's noise, and it's hard to block it out sometimes. But remember why you do this, and remember that the relationships that you are building with your children right now are the most important. That is the most important thing in your homeschool. And no curriculum, no lesson, an education cannot replace the relationships that we are building. And that is something that I deeply learned this year. And I now know going forward that if we need to take a break, we're going to take a break, and it's going to be okay. It's going to be fine. And I know that there will come a time when we have to take a break again. I have 5 boys, 8 and under. So I am still in the trenches of having little kids. And that was definitely part of what made this year hard. I had a baby who then turned into a toddler. I have another toddler. I have a 4-year-old. I have lots of little kids and lots of needs needing to be met. And I am one person. On top of having a spouse who has a very difficult schedule. It made this year very, very hard. And I think last year it didn't hit me as much because my baby wasn't mobile yet. But once we started school again this year, and I full on had 5 kids going everywhere, it was madness, and it has been madness ever since. And I mean, wow. Kudos to all the moms out there who have more kids than I do and are doing this. You're the real MVPs. So all in all, while we may have not had as successful of a year academically, we didn't finish as much curriculum as we typically do, but this has been our biggest year of growth as individuals and as a family that we have ever had. And I know that this is the hard work and that it will pay off as they grow up. I know that it will. And I mean, we made it. We made it. It's summer and they can be outside. Praise the Lord. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you got some type of encouragement from it if you needed it, because sometimes you just need somebody else to tell you that it's going to be okay. It's gonna be okay. If you did enjoy it, give it a big ol' thumbs up and make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.
The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go